Max, is this LeBron's hardest road to a chip?
Yeah, if he wins. I mean, like when KD joined the 73-win Warriors, that's impossible. So you could say that. But in terms of if he wins it, and you look at all the years that he won it, then I would say yes, because as a 7 seed, and by the way, don't lose the play-in, because then if you win the second play-in, you're an 8 seed. To go through the Western Conference, swimming with those sharks, coming off an injury, where your second banana is also coming off an injury, where Schroeder hasn't played in a while. Talk about guys who haven't played together recently. To get through the Western Conference and then wind up in the finals where I believe, health permitting, the big 3 on the Nets will be there, I would say yes. If he wins the chip this year, this will have been his hardest road to the finals.
I'd say the hardest road was last year because of the bubble. What they had to go through last year, with the season being halted, coming back with all the distractions. The Clippers were supposed to be there. Denver was formidable enough. And Portland had made a run, and they were just clicking on all cylinders when they went in, when they went into the playoffs after their bubble play because Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum was doing what they were doing. I would think that, I'm just saying, not necessarily in terms of just competition, but the fact that last year was the way that it was, with all the distractions and their continuity disrupted, et cetera. I view last year as the toughest.
You know what? I'd have to say that this year, I can't say that it would be the toughest. It would definitely rank up there. And kind of going on your point, Stephen A., last year and this year, it's been this weird kind of merge. They only had a few weeks off until this season kicked off. And we all know that it's way harder to defend the championship than win it the second time. And I think if you look back in the past, in every playoff situation, we've never really seen Bron with a nagging injury. The last time he had a serious injury, he was able pretty much to sit out the rest of the season with that groin, and the Lakers were able to get a decent pick, and he was able to get a little bit of rest. They haven't had any rest. They have continued to go, and we've seen that with the injuries to AD and Bron, and even with Schroeder being out due to unfortunate circumstances. They have so many challenges ahead of them. They're still trying to figure out what they're going to do as a team, identity-wise, how they're going to put wins together, and most importantly, how is Bron going to play with that nagging ankle injury, and how is AD going to handle being the number 1 scoring option, and how he's going to adjust to defenses adjusting to him. So it'll be a very fascinating scenario for them, but I think definitely with lack of continuity, injuries, and really just a nonstop schedule that they've had since the bubble picked up last year, it will be a challenge.
One thing that keeps coming up, Molly and Stephen A. and Chris, that I will admit from our previous argument about the big 3, whenever we point to a big 3 that might stumble, it's because of injury. And I'm treating injury like, well, that's just like an aberration, right? But really, it's a feature. If you concentrate a lot of resources in 3 players, then an injury to any one of them is a huge blow to you. So I have to acknowledge that. When I say it's all about the big 3, provided health, maybe I can't just say provided health because there's always that risk. Everything you're talking about now with the Lakers, Chris, lack of continuity, short rest in the offseason, nagging injury with LeBron, same thing with AD, points to that. Points to concentration of resources in a couple of guys where now the possibility of an injury hurts you worse.
Well, I mean, if you're going all in, you got to go all in. And that's the thing with the big 3 structure. It's a bunch of different ways to try to construct a championship team. And yes, you're right. If you're going to put those resources in to 3 players, then you run the risk of that. I remember back in our first championship run, the year after losing to Dallas, we're trying to get back and hopefully excel at the mountaintop. I tore my groin, and LeBron and Dwayne were still able to hold it down as a duo. But we had great players. We had guys who were willing to step up. That was always our motto, next man up. And it takes a season of dedication, practice, and hard work and togetherness, really, to get your team to that point to where your bench guys can feel that they can rise to the occasion, make some things happen, even if you don't have one of your best players there. But, you have to be as close to 100% as possible to win a championship. And if you've got a big three, all three have to be healthy to win it.
No question. All right, let me spice this up real quick, fellas. Stephen A., I'm starting with you. Let's pretend that LeBron does win the championship with all these injuries he's dealt with in this difficult road. Does he finally catch MJ, in your opinion?
No. No. Listen, I'm going to say it again for the 1,000th time.
I'm going to keep asking.
LeBron will never exceed MJ in my eyes.
Okay.
Because I'm counting what I witnessed the first 8-9 years of his career. I'm taking all of that into consideration, and I'm not talking numbers. I'm talking an approach. I'm talking a mentality. I'm talking about there's a lot of things that I could pick apart that's just my taste in things. I think about an assassin and a killer's mentality, somebody that didn't come across as if they feared the moment ever. One of the things I call LeBron James the greatest small forward, even though he's really a point forward, like a point guard. He plays a small forward position. I call him a small forward, the greatest small forward in the history of basketball. I still wouldn't want him in the last 2 minutes over Larry Bird. See how it is? In other words, I know that he's better all around, but I'm rolling with Larry Bird in the last 2 minutes.
Stephen A., you, a couple weeks ago, sat here and went, if LeBron wins this year, I may have to consider. And I like that take better than this one, and I'll tell you why. I don't have religious devotion to Michael Jordan. And I think you do Jordan a disservice when you're like, no matter what LeBron does, it could never happen. Because to me, it's not about, it's MJ, I grew up watching that. It's rational. Jordan really is the greatest. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.